Welcome to Our College, Your Voices. I'm your host, Kara Monroe. On today's episode, I'm excited to have the newly formed team for the college's new initiative of career coaching and employer connections, or as we will probably refer to it most of the time during this episode, CCEC. With us today, we're going to meet the team. This is actually, I think, the first time I've even met one of the members of the team, so I'm excited to make a connection with them. So let's go ahead and meet them really quickly. First of all is Caroline Dowd-Higgins. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Kara. It's so good to be with you today.
Can you tell us what your title is and how long you've been with the college?
Absolutely. So I am the new Vice President of Career Coaching and Employer Connections. And next week will be my 5-month anniversary at Ivy Tech.
Very good. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
And next up is Brandy Smith. Hi, Brandy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Can you tell us what your role is and how long you've been with the college?
Yeah, so I am going into my 5th week.
Yes.
And my new role is the Executive Director of Career Coaching.
Excellent. And it's very nice to meet you for the first time.
You as well.
And then Kathy Neary. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kara. Love your show.
Thank you. Can you tell us what your role is with the college and how long you've been here? Because you are not new to the college, but new to this role.
That's correct. So I've been with the college just a little over 5 years, and my new role is Executive Director of Employer Connections.
Excellent. And last but not least is Cindy Randolph. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Kara. How are you?
I'm okay. And I know you've also been with the college for a while. Can you tell us a little bit about your new role and how long you've been here?
Yes, sure. So my new role is Executive Director of Career Experiences, and I, as well as Kathy, have been here a little over 5 years with the college.
Excellent. Well, welcome to all of you. It's exciting to see you all in the same room. I know you are all running around a lot trying to get CCEC up and running. So I know you don't have all that much time to be in the same room together either. So hopefully this will be a good conversation. I want to start with just what is CCEC? What is the goal and aim of this new area?
Yeah, I'd love to start that conversation, Kara. You know, it is an exciting opportunity to reimagine the experience for an Ivy Tech student. And by that, I mean, we aspire for our college to be known as a place where a student can launch their career. And on the other side of that equation, we aim for Ivy Tech to be the place where employers seek top-notch talent. And this reimagined experience will give all of our students a deep experience with career coaching. They will have accountability measures that they must live up to in that career development process, everything from a resume to a cover letter and other experiences. But a distinguishing factor for us is a work and learn experience. And I'm sure Cindy will be able to tell us more about that. But it's really a transformative approach to how our Ivy Tech students plan their lifelong career journeys. And we are aiming to help them land high wage and high demand careers.
And each of the 3 areas that each of the executive directors that you represent is going to play a part in that, particularly as we launch the CCEC unit on the various campuses. I'd love for each of you to go a little bit more in depth about what each one of your areas will do in the life of a student, if you can do that. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Excellent. Brandy, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. The career coaching component is really meant to be a process that students will go through in their time at Ivy Tech. You know, there are particular pointed indicators that each student will have. So Caroline mentioned the resume, the cover letter. These are some basics that we see as being essential to, becoming ready for the career world. In addition to that, though, we want them to start developing employability skills, hence the work and learn experience. We want them to successfully find work where they can develop a livelihood, hence, the goal of high wage, high demand work after their experience. And so the coaching process has really been designed to walk students through that entire process that they'll be in while they're here. In addition, I think it's important to point out that coaching is a profession in and of itself, that we really are giving not just a nod, but we're looking at that deeply for the professionals that we hire. We want them to continue their development and understanding of the coaching foundations and to understand the resources and the tools that they can use that are very specific to career development in addition to that. So I believe we're working on developing a very comprehensive model. It's really exciting for Ivy Tech and the students here. And also, the potential of the impact on the state at large is really exciting as a result of that too.
Absolutely. Cindy?
Yes, so I see the career experiences role as that bridge. We're bridging the gap between that student and that employer and really looking at career readiness and how that bridges over to those opportunities that we look at for our employers as high wage, high demand opportunities. And so we see tremendous value in that. We know that that exposes the student to opportunities, also allows them to network with potential employers, but then it also provides our employers those opportunities, right, to create that talent pipeline, if you will, and then really look at their ROI when we look at retention as well.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And Kathy?
So I really believe that this initiative is one of the first of the kind in this whole country, let alone the state. So we will have an integration of not only an academic plan, but also a career plan. And every employer that we've talked to who is engaged in this is on board 100%.
Right.
They want to create the synergy. At the end of the day, if our programs are not aligned to workforce needs, then we aren't doing our job.
Right.
So our hope is really to integrate the employer into the model even more and make intentional pipelines from K through 14 all the way through till they're an alum.
That's exceptional. That's very good. And Kathy, you talked a little bit, hinted at the uniqueness of the CCEC model. And I know all of you, two of you are new to this area and new to the college, but there's a foundation on which this is built. Can you talk a little bit about how this originated, the concept of CCEC?
Yeah, I'd love to start us off. Our president had a great vision that this was an opportune time to reinvent the career development experience and enhance what we were already doing with our employers statewide. And certainly that feeds into the demand that our employers have in this state. I mean, they are craving our talent, and we are uniquely poised to provide that talent in the state of Indiana. And we had, well before I was on the scene, in fact, almost a 2-year process, we engaged with our partners at Ascend Indiana to do the research and really be intentional about this and to look at what other schools were doing nationally and to gather data points and figure out what are the gaps at Ivy Tech and how can we fill those. And I was so drawn to that plan and the intentionality behind it. So it's not just we have this great idea. We actually have a roadmap and a plan that is based on what our state needs and what Ivy Tech can do. And we are the wonderful inheritors of this incredible roadmap. And I will be very candid and say that it is a roadmap, but as any road, sometimes there are detours, right? Sometimes there's construction and potholes, and we'll navigate around those and we will work through them. And we're implementing the design thinking methodology to really think about how we can prototype and test and iterate to make this the best possible version. And to Brandy's point, we truly believe this will become a national model that other community colleges and perhaps other institutions will role model.
And you alluded a little bit to as we're iterating, as we're implementing, and we're implementing while we form the team here at Systems Office, we actually implement this at the campus level where our students attend. Can you talk a little bit about the campuses that are involved in the program in CCEC as part of our alpha phase and where they are in their process?
We just came from a meeting with our colleagues on the Kokomo campus, so they are one of our alphas. We have 6 alpha campuses. We had 12 statewide who raised their hands and said, hey, we want to be involved in this process. We had a very formal RFP process last spring, and 6 were chosen, and they were chosen very intentionally with diversity in size, geography, the employers in those regions, and certainly the students in mind, because we wanted a broad sampling of our 18 campuses. So the 6 alpha campuses are Sellersburg, Madison, Indianapolis, Kokomo, Fort Wayne, and South Bend Elkhart. So wonderful variety there. And they are truly excited. Right now, we are building teams with them, just as our systems office team is now fully in place. They are working. We have executive and directors in place on those 6 campuses, and now they're staffing up the rest of their team.
Excellent. As you think about sort of 12 months down the line for each of your individual areas, what do you think is the most exciting thing from the standpoint of a student and a faculty member that's going to be different on those 6 alpha campuses?
I would say from that student perspective, equipped. That's a word that just keeps circulating back through my mind as we look at that. And that, with being equipped, brings confidence. From that employer perspective, they have a talent pipeline need. We know that. We hear that. We know that as a state. And so we really are building that. And we are going to be known as the place, the college of choice for our communities.
Excellent.
And I would also add that faculty are some of the most trusted student advisors. And for us, they're also the subject matter experts that come out and speak with our employer partners to make certain that we're meeting those needs.
Right. And I think more access to them, if I can build on that just a little bit. I think a lot of faculty want more access to employers to learn what their needs are. So I see you all as a pipeline for that, if I can interject that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we hope for faculty externships also.
Absolutely.
And I think the instructors and our faculty are going to be integral in this process. They are interfacing daily with our students. And so key and so critical to really help us give this a lift and really even make this more robust as we travel along on this journey.
And I think that, in tandem with all these things that are being said, one of the things I think about regularly is that I would really like to be a part of developing a culture of career development at Ivy Tech. And I think it's really important that, that culture really permeate everyone who's involved with our institution, that it be staff and that it be faculty and students who really understand that career isn't about just one day when you go in and decide what you're going to major in, and then suddenly you become X when you graduate, right? It's something that you're going to come back to again and again and again. And so in the coaching world, we see it as very much a developmental process. And I really would like to develop a culture where everybody really gets that and supports our students in that process. Yeah, I think it's just as important to have that kind of open, ongoing conversation mindset about it as it is to, have the concrete exercises like resumes and cover letters. And
I want to riff on that, if I may, what Brandy shared. I had a great pleasure and privilege to teach 2 single classes for 2 IBYT courses over the past couple of months. And it was so powerful to me to have that opportunity to get to know our students, right? This is their first exposure to IB Tech. So I went in talking about career development on a very basic, fundamental level. And I said, Ivy Tech is here. We've got your back. We're going to help you on this journey. And to see the posture change, the relaxation to think, oh, I don't have to have it all figured out, was magic to me, because some of our students are really fearful about that. And I've been in higher ed for a long time, so I've certainly experienced that student anxiety. But to Brandy's point, if we can change the narrative to really say, this is what we do at Ivy Tech. We're here to help you. You do not have to have it all figured out on day one. This is a developmental process. We've got your back. That's a game changer for the college.
I'm going to build on that and use it to frame the next question that I want to talk to you all about, which is, we ask our students to make an investment in themselves and an investment in us. And I see CCEC, particularly the way that we're going about funding it, as us making a new demonstration of a sort of a new approach to investing back in our students. Can you talk a little bit about how the CCEC work is being funded and what the long-term vision is for that?
We have been so fortunate to receive significant funding, and I would like to honor all of the constituents who have very generously contributed to this endeavor, and I will name them. The Lilly Endowment is certainly the largest contributor, and that makes a statement to our state, to our communities, to say that Lilly is behind this. And they have also created a matching fund opportunity, which gives us accountability and measurement in that. And we are very grateful for that. They have been a stakeholder with us from the beginning. We also have the Richard M. Fairbanks Foundation, the Central Indiana Community Foundation, the Glick Fund, and the Garitoni Smith Family Foundation. And it is noteworthy to know that those are 2 of our state board of trustee members. So that is particularly poignant. They are in our family. The Indiana Commission for Higher Education and JP Morgan Chase Foundation, and last but not least, Salesforce, who has been an incredible partner with us. And not only do those contributors say something about why this is so important, it's also signaling other funders down the road. And I'm sure I speak for my colleagues as I sit here that every day We get calls and emails from other entities, whether they are other schools or employers who say, tell me about this. How might I get involved? And I believe we've created a groundswell of enthusiasm, and other funding sources will actually be knocking on our door.
I want to sort of close us out on that note today as we talk about it, which is how can folks get involved if they want to? We always end episodes with a call to action, and I'd like to know, this is very new for us. So if folks want to get involved, what is that call to action you have for them?
So I have an idea that's percolating. And at this, point, I do want to reinforce that it's percolating, but I'm really excited about the possibility of having a career champions element to CCEC. And career champions would be anyone and everyone who wants to support students through this process of career development. So there might be staff members, administrative folks, faculty members, employers who want to understand more about, well, what is this process and how can we support you? And with that, I hope to develop a mini training to help people get familiar with what career development really is, to also familiarize them with the CCEC model that we're developing and all of its different capacities and the various veins that we're working in. And really, it's about creating that culture that I mentioned. So, that I think is one area where, to be seen exactly how people will step up into that. But I am really sitting with that idea right now and hoping that something will come to pass soon in terms of what that exact call to action will be. I would say in the meantime, to reach out to us, any one of our team, to explore more about what we're doing is always welcome.
Sure. And I would like to add another piece to that, and that is our alumni. We really want our alumni engaged with us and just really pass that baton on to our students that are currently at Ivy Tech and those that will be coming to really share the experience and what Ivy Tech has provided.
Well, I want to be the first to volunteer as a career champion. So as you figure that out, I love the idea. I think it's fantastic. And I'd love to be involved with that. So
thank you.
So Brandy and Cindy, I love that idea. And I know that this is a college-wide program. We're just starting it at 6 Alpha campuses. So can you talk a little bit about what the other college-wide opportunities might be for folks to be involved?
Kara, I'm so glad you asked that because it is a 3-year rollout, right? So with 18 campuses, every 3 years, we will add another 6-ish to the mix. We may vary that slightly. And it's really important for anyone listening to understand that if you're not currently an Alpha campus, you can still get involved. There are incremental ways to think about how you can introduce your campus to CCEC. And our team in particular is really eager to answer those questions, bring you into the fold, and also be fully transparent in this process. This is not happening behind a curtain. We really want you to be involved. And we are designing this together. And for me, that is such a rewarding and empowering opportunity. This gets better and better every day because of all of the members who are saying, what about this? Might we try this? And I love that creative energy. So I really want everyone to know that we so value your questions. Keep asking. There are no secrets in CCEC. We are fully transparent and eager to share our excitement with you. And we welcome your ideas as well. This is a collaborative approach.
Excellent. Well, this is the first of what I hope are many episodes about CCEC as we launch this across the college and continue to explore what it means and how it changes us. It's always exciting to see the start of something and how it's going to change us. We've given you 2 calls to action today in this episode. Reach out to members of the team, particularly Brandy, if you want to be one of the career champions as that role continues to evolve. And then to any member of the CCEC team, if you have questions or ideas or comments that you want, please reach out to them as we move forward. I want to thank all of you for joining today. Caroline, Brandy, Kathy, and Cindy, thank you so much. And congratulations on all of your new roles. It's exciting to see this. And this is the kind of work I love. So it's very cool. Thank you for joining this episode of Our College Your Voices. I'm your host, Kara Monroe. You can connect with me on Twitter at KNM Tweets. You can reach us by email at ourcollegeyourvoices@ivytech.edu. Leave us a voicemail at 317-572-5049. And don't forget, if you're an Ivy Tech faculty or staff member, you can join our Microsoft Teams listener community. Our website is ivytech.edu/podcast. Production assistance for this and every episode provided by Becky Campbell, Sarah Ferguson, and the Ivy Tech Community College marketing team. And our podcast concept is by Matthew Pittman. Theme music, recording, and post-production services provided by the amazingly talented Jen Edds at the Brassy Broadcasting Company. We will talk to you next time on Our College, Your Voices.